This is Bruce Willis, and you're listening to the Robertland Season 2 premiere. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Hey, well, guys, welcome to Robertland. That's right, your favorite not safe for work comedy theme park podcast. And I'm your host, Robert Thompson, comedian, musician, philanthropist, theme park for knowledge solid do. What is up, everybody? How you guys doing? Boy, man, I am excited. This is great. We have a very special guest. We're gonna get all in it with Javi. What is your last name, Javier?
I have the most Mexican last name ever, Gonzalez. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Javi Gonzalez, man.
Is that the most Mexican last name ever?
I feel like how much more Mexican? Unless I have like 10 names, then I guess maybe it'd be a little more Mexican, right?
Yeah. I thought I always had the most Mexican last name ever. Soletrain.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect fucking sense.
Yeah, he's from the discotheque Aztec province. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited though, guys. So Javi worked at Jungle Cruise, so we're gonna definitely get in and hear what it was like to be a skipper.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Jungle Cruise special, man.
Yeah.
With Javi, this is so fucking rad.
So guys, pretend you're The Rock. Pretend you're that British chick.
Who? Kevin Hart?
Yes, Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
Is Kevin Hart in Jungle Cruise?
Kevin Hart is a British chick.
He's gotta make a cameo.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
Pretend you're the guy from Hereditary, the kid from Hereditary, who's also in the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, really?
No.
The girl that gets her
I
head
just keep
smashed?
all I think about when I think about the Jungle Cruise movie is fucking Jumanji.
Yeah, I think of Jumanji also.
I'm kind of wondering if they're gonna put Trader Sam in there.
Oh,
They have to,
probably.
right?
They better.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
fucking better.
It's fucking he's the head salesman for
Yeah,
fuck's
they
sake. You
better,
don't disrespect Trader Sam.
They should put
No.
Ace Ventura from When Nature Calls. They should put him in that movie, and Tommy Davidson as the head of the tribesmen,
Yeah.
and just do a whole segment of like, oh my god.
Bumblebee tuna, everybody. I'm excited. Before we get to our program here with Javi, we're going to go to my favorite segment, your favorite segment, Theme Park Minute with
Zack Hillman. Enjoy.
This is Theme Park Minute with Zack Hillman. Voyager? I hardly know her. From 1965 to 1967, the lagoon near Disneyland submarine voyage featured female actors portraying mermaids. They would sunbathe and perform synchronized swimming routines and also avoid the groping arms of lascivious men walking the thoroughfare. Disney ultimately eliminated the position because of constant complaints about the high levels of chlorine in the water and the noxious diesel fumes from the submarines. Perhaps most insulting of all, they paid these little mermaids in gadgets and gizmos aplenty. Not a good look.
I didn't know this is a new season, so I'm like, I don't know what we're going to...
Yeah, this is season 2?
This is season 2.
Wow, that was so funny, guys. Man, Zack
Yeah.
Hillman is just a fucking
That was
gem.
great stuff.
Yeah, dude.
I love
so,
Zack.
Javi, all right. We met you through our, late great friend, Ryan D. And,
We love him, and he gave me this hat.
yeah, he did.
That's why I put it
I
on.
must
Yeah.
have pained him to give you a fucking Yankees hat.
It was a fuck up on Lid's part,
Oh.
and he wanted this hat as a Dodger hat, and they sent him this hat, and he was like, "I'm not gonna wear it," and I'm like, "What size is it?" He's like, 7/3/8, and I'm like, "Dude," and it's my fucking favorite hat.
See, that's beautiful.
Fuck yeah,
It's a
Ryan
beautiful
D.
thing.
Dude, yeah,
forget
man. And so,
Cheers to you, Ryan.
yeah, heck
Yep.
yeah. Cheers to Ryan, man. Drink up, dude. I'll drink my... This is actually vodka. I'm trying to join the boys.
Pure vodka.
Yeah, so Ryan talked a bit on one of the episodes about how you were let go from Disney or
Yes,
whatever perspective it is on it, and we'll definitely get into that.
We won't start.
Yeah, we won't start with that.
I was saying we're gonna start hot.
No,
Yeah.
I know we're coming in crazy, but that's going to be some juicy fucking stuff. So
juicy juice.
That's right, dude. I thought you were going to say Juicy Jew, which is
No,
a thing.
That's a different podcast.
Okay. Yeah. So you were a skipper for
right.
a while at a Disneyland.
From 2000, technically, so I hired it in 2005. I got trained on the Jungle Cruise like February of 2006, and I was there until 2010.
Wow.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's a good run.
4 years.
It was
Fuck
like
yeah,
the
dude.
50th anniversary, right?
Yep,
Around
that's
that
when
time.
I first started, it was like bedlam every day. The park would stop selling tickets at like 9:30, which is insane to think about. They would hit capacity that fast.
Yeah.
But there were days like there would be lines outside of the park, old men with their canes hitting the glass trying to get their tickets. It was crazy.
Dude, it was an exciting time for Disneyland though, because it was like right when things like they started refurbishing a lot of stuff. Like you had like, because there was a weird period after Euro Disney and the end of Eisner where it was like they're just taking dumps. But yeah, like in California Adventure. But like then when the 50th came, Space Mountain coming back hot. Like there was all this stuff happening. You were so did you start as a skipper or what? How'd you get to be a skipper? I've always been curious because I've always been wanting to be a skipper.
Right. Well, so when this was 2005. So back then, I had a friend of mine that worked there first, Sarah. She was working at Tomorrowland Terrace, that food spot. And she was telling me how great it was, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go. So I went to, at the time, there was a big yellow building. You still pass by on the 5 every day if you go by Disney. It's a big yellow building. It used to be called TDA. I don't know what it is now. But back
TDA,
then,
you
used to be able to go in there, apply, do the interview, and get everything in one shot in a day, get the job. So I went in and I heavily, like I said, I love to joke around. I'm, clown, Jungle Cruise. Give me fucking Jungle Cruise. Give me Jungle Cruise. I want Jungle Cruise. Yeah. So naturally, they gave me the Opera House.
Oh my God. Wow.
Now, during the 50th, do you know what the Opera House was at the time?
What were they doing there?
So they turned it used to be Moments with Mr. Lincoln, but then they changed it to Disneyland the First 50 Magical Years. So it was basically a museum.
That's right.
And they had a movie with Steve Martin. And nobody went in there unless it was the end of the night, so everyone's kind of chilling out.
Unwinding, your AC spot.
It's a good 40 minutes. If you want to break from the heat, it's a good 40 minute hanging out in the lobby, looking at all the stuff we had. And you had people like me that I would basically do my little spiel. I was like, all right, the next show will be in 20 minutes. And I would I think at the 10-minute mark you would kind of give a little speech on the whatever is there. So you had to learn a little bit of Disney trivia. And that turned, I think I kept it straight for like a month or two. And then I got a little brave. I said, screw it. I'm going to start doing Jungle Cruise shit on here.
Awesome.
Dude,
so I would do guided tours, and I would learn the, stuff, and I would kind of tell about it. And at one point, little things, I'd walk by and go, can you guys look at that carpet for me? Thank you very much. Next thing. So I would do little things. Eventually they brought me into Jungle Cruise.
Dude, so did they?
No shit.
I always hear about people saying that Disney does not like ad-libbing and stuff, but you're just telling us that you just got a job because of it, right?
Right.
Because of the performance in a way,
because at that time they were discouraging you from ad-libbing, but you can mess around as long as you keep it safe. It's cool.
Yeah.
Nowadays, no, you can't even on Jungle Cruise. You cannot go off.
They're all very neutered.
But back
they're
then,
robots
it was
now.
a little more free range. Absolutely.
Yeah, because I loved they had a bit in there where it was they did I can't even joke. I'm thinking too much. They did some fun stuff that isn't acceptable these days. Joke. Okay, where I was gonna say the blackface bit, but never.
Did they have a blackface
no,
bit there?
they didn't. Oh. I'm trying to keep from doing the stupid jokes, but it's always going to happen because it's inappropriate, and that's what makes it funny.
Yeah, it's the
because
best
they would
part.
never do that. Actually, they would, and then change it in the 80s, and
Right.
then
Never heard from it again.
and they should bring it back. No, anyway. So,
God damn it.
What the hell? This ain't the Disneyland I
Damn,
enjoyed.
what happened?
Yeah. So when you got hired on as a skipper, what's the training for that? Do they just throw you in and you're like, hey?
Oh, dude, no. It's the first few days. I think it's 4 or 5 days. Basically, the first few days, they take you around the boat. You get familiar with the boat, how it works, and they're all pieces of shit. Let's face facts here. Did you ever hear those engines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember every day for a while, I was like, please don't break down on me, because I don't want to be stuck with these people in the middle of the river, and they're looking at that just elephant doing the 5th time. Please get me off this ride. But yeah, at that time, you take a few trips, for the day. They show you the script, and then they sort of just show you they have you train, safety.
That's what I heard. Safety is the biggest
thing, because at that time, I'm not sure how they're going to do it with COVID now, because I'm sure they don't want people to grab elbows like we used to kind of help them in, because the boat is rocky and people kind of don't think about it. So they just go, wee, and then they trip. So a lot of the training was make sure to help people get on the boat because they're not used to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so a lot of
Okay, wow.
safety.
They did fix some of that shit like a few years ago.
They changed it so now when they load them, they tie them off, because back then you had to rely on the skipper to keep the boat steady.
Mm-hmm.
So if you had someone that would be, telling their jokes and not paying attention and there's drifting, you'll take someone's leg, like not off, but they'll fuck it up because you get the back of the boat the way it is. Sorry, bad audio, video, I don't know, but the way the entrance is like, if you go drift a certain past point, you're kind of pinched in between the dock and the boat. It could fuck you up.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
So what's like the worst fall you've seen? That you can remember?
One of my friends fell in the water during his training.
Wow.
That's
He
nasty.
was trying to oh dude, no, you had to get a 10-minute shot, full thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
dude.
That water is no joke.
Do they get it imported from those third world jungles, or?
Leave that Disney water under a few years and it's basically the same thing.
Yeah. Like this is Zika. Yeah, is the fucking water vaccinated right now?
There are fish in there. I mean, there used to be.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
With bleach.
Wow.
Well, I forgot how they treated the water, but there were fish in there.
Oh,
trip.
fish,
I
oh.
never-
There was so many stories of boats. They end up getting the propeller and just dicing them, and so there's just chopped up fish floating in the dock. And Mommy's like, "What, Mommy? What's that?"
So you guys so
chum.
they made tuna at Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, that's how
tuna?
they make the poke bowls.
Man,
Yeah.
yes, people don't know.
Yeah.
That $20 bowl you just bought.
Yeah.
So when you got hired, like, how stoked were you when you got moved over?
I was stoked to be hired until they told me the Opera House. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
What about when you got shifted over to the Jungle Cruise? Were you
I
that
was
excited?
so excited,
Yeah.
and I remember I was like itching to get people on the boat, cause I've always been that class clown, like need that attention whore, I need that attention, give it to me, right?
Yeah.
So just to be standing in that boat and hold the microphone for the first time, like seeing this kid, sitting there looking at me, like when I was a kid looking at the skipper making fun of him, like I get to be this guy now.
Yeah.
Super stoked, man. I can't even explain how fun it was. But like, so when they first train you, they tell you, all right, stick to the script. And of course, by then I'd always learn that, as you leave the dock, say, all right, wave goodbye to all the beautiful people, and now the ugly ones, they have feelings too, right?
Yeah.
And that's the first joke I say on my first boat out. And my trainer, who's a cool guy, he's just like, hey, can't really say that joke. Oh.
Damn.
That was a great joke, though,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's a
yeah.
wonderful joke. I anytime you get to insult the guests,
Yeah.
it works.
How do you do that? Is there jokes in there that you can fit in, like, hey, fat tub of piece of shit, get the fuck off my boat? Hey,
I love that joke.
Not that direct. Now, a story actually, it's from Indiana Jones though. A buddy of mine was working there, and they had to escort. The ride broke down, so they had to escort these people off the Jeep. Well, there was this one very particularly large lady, and he was my friend. He was a really flamboyant gay man. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
So at one point, they're trying to get her off this Jeep, but she's huge, so she trips and falls on top of him in the Jeep. And he shouted the immortal words, "Get this big bitch off of me!"
Dude, that is so fucking amazing.
I'm
Poor
surprised he
woman,
didn't get
poor-
fired.
Oh, he didn't?
Nope.
Wow.
No.
So maybe they couldn't hear because he was trapped.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah,
but yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing, man. And so when you were there, like, did you feel like you honed like the material to where you could, like, after a while, where you kind of fit in your own personality into the shtick?
Well, sort of like doing stand-up, right? Like when you were first doing it, how long did it take you to kind of get in the groove? Were you doing it every night at the time, or?
Well, for me, like, when I started, it was really choppy because, like, I wasn't sure, because I'd always done, whenever I performed in any capacity, it was usually for public access TV show, a sketch, like sketch comedy, film, my band. It always required someone else. So for me to do it by myself, it takes a while to. I mean, I still feel like I'm still figuring. I am still figuring it out. It's just like, to get the groove of being yourself. It definitely. I mean, I had the benefit of having performed like many times with a punk band and stuff, but just being yourself up there, it's gonna take a while. Like, it's gonna take like years. Like, it takes years to get used to being you and bringing that to the stage. And I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of entertainers, we all have brain disorders. So it allows us the delusions to do that. But it's a beautiful thing though, man, because I used to work at a Cece's Pizza, and I knew that I wouldn't, which is a dream job. Okay,
Absolutely.
If 401k, it's great. Yeah, but I
you got good dental.
Yeah, dude. But like I would do shticks and stuff because I loved the Jungle. I mean, it had nothing to do with the Jungle Cruise, but like I was meant to do something like the Jungle Cruise, so I brought it to this buffet, and I'd like do jingles and stuff. Like when we put out the pizzas, I'd be like, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's pepperoni, and I'd just get really into it. Or I'd do like, I've got rolls in different which the song is about whores, I guess, in different area codes that he fucks. And I brought it into a family establishment, and it was great. I think I did like a Hannibal Lecter joke. It was fun. And I just realized, does Hannibal Lecter eat buttholes? Like, does he make butthole onion rings?
Maybe he goes first with the butthole.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I thought
a wolf eats an asshole first.
Or is it wolves or is it grizzly bears? Oh no, chimpanzees. Is it? Yeah, it's something like that.
There's a joke somewhere. I'm not going to make it.
Oh yeah, it's all right. Yeah. Well, so okay. Eating buttholes. Jungle Cruise.
Disneyland.
So you after do you, like your last like year of doing that? Do you feel like you could just do it?
Autopilot.
Yeah,
You're not even thinking, because
like
it's sort of the beauty about it is, and I really wish I would have done stand up at that time, because if you think about it, when you do stand up, like you say, you have to kind of make the time. You have to go out there, perform. You perform once a night, maybe a few times a week, right? But Jungle Cruise, within like the first hour, you already did how many boats? And you're forced to do it because you're getting paid to tell jokes. That's what you're doing.
Is it like 4 jokes is it four sets an hour? Or
it's about
4 sets.
Each trip is
15?
about 6 minutes.
Oh, it's only 6 minutes.
So like every rotation.
So you're doing 10 shows.
Yeah. So you're just doing nonstop, and you're doing jokes nonstop. It forces you
in front of different crowds too.
And different people that either they're paying. There's a mix of people that are paying attention, that aren't paying attention, that are just resting. We had this term for Asian tourists called Pop-Tarts. Now, it's not racist at all, I don't think. But it's because Asian tourists, a lot of them, like, they're so excited, they're not thinking about anything.
Yeah.
They call them Pop-Tarts because you'll be doing the joke, and they'll just gotta go and take a picture. And you're like, can you please sit down? Can you please sit down? Oh, okay, sorry. And sit down. And the next person, hey, can you please sit down? And so it fucks up your bit because you can't tell your jokes and they keep popping up.
Yeah.
So
that's not that's not racist. No. It's like because that's how Pop-Tarts come out. I mean, because they're coming out of an oven. But if you're talking about another group of people, it might not have been a good joke. But anyways, buttholes, ovens.
But it forces you to sort of, because you're different crowds. It's like if there are 40 about people in the boat, if it's full, if it's a really busy day, you're getting 40 people in a boat every 6 minutes. So it forces you. If you love comedy, like I grew up loving Mel Brooks and that kind of shit. So like all I wanted to do was like tell jokes, or like we would do. I was famous for doing producers songs on the dock all the time.
Nice.
I would do the bit where if I'm pulling up to the dock, I just go like unhappy, unhappy, very unhappy, unhappy, very, very, very unhappy. All right, come on in. Watch your head and watch your step. So I'd always do stupid shit like that, because after a while, like, you can't do the same jokes. You got to entertain yourself.
Yeah,
ways.
Totally.
You gotta have fun with
it. Are you Jungle Cruise fanatics? Have you been on like weird boats like that?
I've been on weird boats. I've been on some real weird boats.
I love those. Those are my favorite. And no one knows exactly like, is this guy kind of messing around or?
Yeah, I had this one guy that did the whole routine like basically like Stephen Wright would. And everything was like super deadpan and like, and we're gonna be over here, and everybody, no one else got it. Like I'm like, oh fuck, it's like Stephen Wright. That's super rad. But everybody hated it. They were like, fuck this guy. Like that was terrible. But I appreciated the fact that he was doing something different. I had another one where the guy was like, it seemed like he was like on fucking speed. He was like this little Mexican gay guy who was like jumping off the fucking walls, and it was at a time of night where like everybody was having a really good time and in the boat.
Speedy.
Yeah,
get out.
So that was like probably honestly like out of all the Jungle Cruise, the times in the Jungle Cruise that I've ever been on, I would say that was the best, because he was fucking out of control and he was ripping the light around and like
Just being nuts.
Just being nuts.
I kind of love those boats, but like there are rules. No accents. No one does accents. Like English accents. So everyone tries to do the English accent, and they're always terrible.
Welcome to the Jungle Cruise. I have some tea and crumpet. I've just enjoyed spotted dick out, dude.
Like, right away, we're like, don't do the fucking accent.
Hey, bitch, get on Jungle Cruise. That's the British accent. No, the cunt. Yeah, no. Wow. Okay. So for the Disney fans, we're just talking about cunts. What else? Oh no. You just said okay, something real fun. The accents. Did you ever see someone royally fuck up on the job? Like they.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was waiting to tell this story because I love it's a great episode in accidental racism.
We love these stories, by the way.
A friend of mine was. It's okay. I'm Mexican. It'll work out. Trust me. It was the boat in front of me. I'm standing there, and it was a girl, and she was doing her bits, and she was this fan. She goes, "Hey, where are you from?" And then give you blank. Oh, wow, that's a long swim, or that's a long walk, or right? This family's like, where are you from? Like, oh, we're from Mexico. She's like, oh, that's a long swim.
Oh,
and I fucking died. So I'm like, oh, what are you doing, you poor white girl? What did you just do?
Wow.
And everyone just went. She's like. Hit it, Skip. And we're off. Wave goodbye to all the people. And oh man, I guess that boat ended up being like super quiet.
Oh,
no. She didn't get fired, but pretty bad.
That's a good one.
That's a mistake there for sure. Oh my god.
I would have fucking died laughing just out of the
I died.
the whole fucking.
Because it was the fact that it wasn't
it.
intentional is why it's
right.
funny.
Because it's in the script. So if they would have given her crap, she'd been like, no, this is the joke.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that I picked the wrong ethnicity to do this to.
Right.
Yeah.
But other than that.
Like we're from North Korea. No,
there was a guy named we nicknamed him Wet Willie because he had this habit of spoiler. If you love Disney, close your ears now. Jungle Cruise is on fucking rails, right?
Yeah.
So if there's a single derail, which is kind of fixable, but a double is like crazy and rarely happens. And this guy got like 2 or 3 of those double. They call them 6 shots. So if you're walking by jungle, I hope I don't get sued for this. Fuck. I'm saying shit.
No.
If you shoot 3 shots, that means there's an engine failure or like I think it's a single derail. Like one rail's off. 4 is medical, but if you're 6 shots, that means the boat's completely off the rails. So you're just drifting
Floating
there.
Whoa.
Wow.
One guy got that like 3 or 4 times in like a week.
Dude,
Told him
crap.
like Willie after that. So yeah, you can fuck up.
Yeah.
I actually fucked up once pretty bad. Because you're not supposed to tow. If a boat dies, you're not supposed to tow it. You're supposed to kind of push it. And you have maintenance guys there. Then they kind of take care of it. You're just kind of there to watch. Well, I was working there one day and there was a bunch of new kids. So this one kid's like freaking out. She's like, "There's a boat dead in the water. We don't know what to do." I'm like, "All right, let's do this." So I went ahead and did it. And it worked out fine, but I got in a lot of fucking trouble.
Damn.
This is all alleged, by the way.
All alleged, by the way.
Yeah. Were there like Karen ladies that are like that they weren't happy with Jungle Cruise?
Yeah, I had this one old white lady scream at me about the representation of the black people, the natives and stuff.
I love that it's a white lady.
It was a white lady too, so I was like kind of surprised. She's like, I'm just very disturbed. I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
She's like, that depiction of those black people, I just think it's very mean and rude. I'm like, I didn't design it.
Thank God for white ladies.
This came
telling
out
us
in like
what's
the
right in the world.
50s. You understand? Like this came out like 1955, 55.
Yeah, I think so.
Like it was a different time, right?
Yeah.
And technically, you're in Africa, I think, at that moment. So I mean, it kind of makes sense, but still kind of racist. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, she did. So what do you do? Do you like give her free churros? What do you do to shut them up?
I just say, hey, if you have a complaint, go to City Hall. Let them deal with it.
Yeah. Did City Hall make change?
We always send them to City Hall. You have a complaint, go fucking talk to City Hall.
I love that, dude.
I actually had one complaint against me. Well, I had a few, but one that was I was working Jungle Cruise. I was opening. I don't remember a few years ago. There was a death in Disney World on the monorail because I guess the cast member fell asleep or
it was the purple
family or something. And
purple monorail.
Or they rear-ended or I don't know what the hell happened. So that morning I'm there and they're telling us, hey, just cast member death in Orlando. If anyone asks, don't talk about it. They tell us strictly, don't joke about it. And I remember the lead looked at me and goes, don't joke about it. And I said, okay. So of course, my first trip out, we passed by the Cambodian shrine. We go past the Bengal tiger, then ginger snaps, and then the part where it's like the 2 columns.
Yes.
And then the really crappy like this. It's like a column on top, and you go to the elephant pole. And the joke is, there's an old joke like, over here, folks, that's Walt Disney's first attempt at the monorail. And so that crashed and burned. Anyway, and no one laughed. And so I ended up getting this. I didn't know, but I guess the person in there was pissed. So they had gone to City Hall, and luckily one of my friends was working at the time, so she got the complaint, and she was like, "Oh my God, don't worry, we'll take care of it, no problem." And so that night, I'm out drinking with all of the other people, and I hear this, and she was a petite lady, but she was loud, She's like, "Javier, is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Did you tell that fucking joke today?" I said, "Which one?" She was, "a monorail joke. Did you tell that joke?" And I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, just so you know, I shredded it, but don't fucking make me do that again.
Wow.
I'm not covering you again." I'm like,
damn.
"Fuck, okay."
Woo.
Man, was she a skipper?
No, she was working guest relations, so she dealt with the complaint.
Oh, that's fucking great, dude.
Yeah, so
Dude, that's awesome, though, man. It's very. I've always been curious about these things, like with being a skipper on Jungle Cruise. Did you? So do you know, like, is there a history of like famous people being skippers?
Yes. No, wait. You know what? I don't know, because I hear Steve Martin worked, but he was like in the magic shop.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard that oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. No, you're...
No, I heard that the writer, whoever wrote, what's Adam Sandler movie was it? Supposedly someone wrote some Adam Sandler movie while working at the Tiki Room, but I don't know if that's just hearsay. I don't know.
I'm sure there's plenty of
There's
people.
got to be somebody.
But you worked with people that have become Imagineers, right?
Yeah, so my buddy Kevin Lively, he's one of the Imagineers now, and he worked on the new ride, which is so crazy. Like, I remember working with that guy. Yeah. And he was always like a funny guy, and he would actually, thanks to him, I got to see Mel Brooks live. The only time I got to see him.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It was like they were doing one of those, like, honoring his career. And because he knew I would love Mel Brooks. And, "Hey, dude, when is this thing at the Academy? Do you want to go?" And I said, "Yeah." So thanks to him, I got to see Mel Brooks. Thanks, Kevin, if you hear this.
Dude, that's great.
But yeah, there were a lot of back to the boats though. There are so many different boats that you can do and still follow like the script. It's like one of my favorite things to do because I'm a huge wrestling fan. So I do it this: "Welcome aboard the world famous Jungle Cruise." Yeah, right there, sit down and keep your mouth shut. Yeah, and I would just do like the whole boat. Over here, we're now entering the ancient Cambodian shrine, built by ancient Cambodian Shriners. You get that? Yeah! It's a joke. Yeah. Over here, got the Bengal tiger, yeah. You know why tigers have stripes, little boy? They look silly in spots. Yeah! Break it down right there.
I always wish that wrestlers would rub my back, dude, because it probably feels so good. Like, "Oh yeah, brother, let me get them knots out for you." I'd probably let them fuck me. No, I'm just kidding.
Just close your eyes and let it happen. Yeah, nothing but feelings and emotions right there.
Actually, it'd be weird if they let you fuck them because they're like big buff guys. Like, "Come on." Oh, never mind. That's like an Eddie Murphy.
Come on, lady boy.
Yeah. So you. Speaking of wrestlers getting fucked, for your time at was the Jungle Cruise the last position you were there? Did you move on to anything else?
So, in my pursuit to not work as much as possible while I'm there, part of Jungle Cruise is you got to work the Tiki Room. So I got to work the Tiki Room, which we call it the Enchanted Break Room.
Was Maynard there when you were working the Tiki Room?
Fuck yeah, dude! Maynard's amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
He was my favorite Jungle Cruise boat I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Because
he was doing the boats for a while.
Well, he was famous for a while. Like there would be the regular Jungle Cruise line, and there would be the Maynard line.
Really?
So it was like have you ever seen him do his stories and all that stuff?
I've seen him. Well, yeah, I've seen him do the stories, and I've also had him at the Tiki Room. But I didn't know he was.
God, he's so great.
From Tool, Maynard James Keenan.
Yes. So he doesn't like when you see the Tiki Room with Maynard. It's like a whole different experience.
Yeah, he does all the voices and
and
like really into it, facial expressions.
The whole nine.
Solid.
Dude,
it's
awesome.
fucking
so
amazing.
Good.
But
yeah,
I didn't realize that he was doing Jungle Cruise at one point.
At one point he was.
Fucking
he frustrated management because he has a fan base.
Yeah.
That goes specifically to see Maynard.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like
that's awesome.
You ever met him before?
I don't think so.
Oh,
but
God, you love
he
him.
sounds
You love him.
awesome.
You love him.
I do. Back when I was being a fucking nightmare to society when I was doing vlogs, I do have a video of Maynard, and he's doing all kinds of fucking wild shit. I'll send you a link.
That's so cool.
It's pretty fucking rad because it's Maynard doing Maynard very well.
Yeah, I appreciate that when people can put themselves into it and make it awesome, and that's cool, man. I'm so jealous.
So you were working at the break room.
Yeah. So it was a rotation. Is you stand 20 minutes outside as greeter. Like, what time's the next show? Point to the clock.
Yeah.
15 minutes away, 18 minutes, whatever the fuck. And then you let them in. You do your speech presented by Dole. Keep your arms feet. You wake up Jose. And then you're supposed to sit in the theater to watch to make sure everything's cool, but we never did. We always sat in the office and bullshitted.
Yeah, because nobody's really doing anything in there.
It's
Getting shorter and shorter.
Huh?
Shorter
Sorry,
and
I was
shorter.
thinking of the tiki room. Are they going to change that? You think the tiki room?
I hope not.
I know
it is so beautifully primitive in terms of the technology. But
yeah, you're right, man.
But you know what though, man? For the fact that like white guys are doing all the voices for all the words, like. It's fucking great, man. I fucking love the tiki room.
Yeah.
It makes me happy, dude, hearing that.
Yeah.
When COVID hit and I was working at Sam's Club, I would play Disneyland songs out loud.
Yeah.
Because it was so comforting during a freaky time. And the tiki room I'd always bump and be like, fuck
you can't be in a bad mood listening to the fucking tiki room.
No,
Are you
dude.
kidding me?
You think about Dole Whips on your balls and beautiful time.
Dude,
Yeah.
tiki room. So there was this guy who, he's like one of those guys we all call him Walt's favorite. The guy that's super strict on everything, and you know he means well, but you're just like, fucking chill. So we had one of our old veterans there. He had been there since like the 90s.
Okay.
So he'll take any opportunity to fuck around with the rookies. So when you start the show, you hit the button. You have a 20-second start to say, "All right, let's all wake up, Jose." Right. And the thing is, he would do his intros would take fucking forever.
Mm-hmm.
So the way the panel would look, the emergency door would open. You can kind of with the stick hit that run button without them knowing. If they take forever, because you get the mic and then people would like to go out and talk to the audience. I never did that. I stood by the panel and fuck that.
Yeah.
You don't need to see me.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I'd wake him up and so this guy would go up and make a big show of it.
Yeah.
And you would just see you see the door and you see a small stick just slowly peek through the door. Hit that run button, and he's like, "All right, so now we're gonna wake up." Oh! And you see him just get all pissed off because it ruined the
Fucking
timing.
with his flow,
And he
yeah.
gets all fucking mad.
That's so
awesome.
great,
It's
dude.
good shit.
And
Good shit.
so, okay.
But so I was there, and then because that's part of when you get trained at Jungle Cruise, that's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And then because it only takes like 3 people to run it. You can honestly run it with one person if you wanted to, but. And then after that, I got to work the Main Street vehicles.
Oh, cool.
So I'm one of the few people that get to say I used to drive on Main Street, USA.
Yeah.
That's
I've
so
driven
cool.
cars on Main Street. I drove a 1916 LaFrance fire truck modeled after Walt Disney's original fire truck. Just fucking rad.
It's so
dude.
awesome.
Like, I got to drive down the parade route. How fucking cool is that?
Yeah.
So I did that. I drove the cars. I drove the omnibus one time. Because I had started smoking weed later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
And not like everybody else. Everyone's like, "Oh, I was like 10 years old. I was lighting joints." Like I was
insane.
so terrified of drugs. So I was like, "Nah, fuck that." I only seen them in movies at that point. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
And then when I was at Disney, of course, that's when I picked up smoking cigarettes for a little
Sure.
while, and then I started smoking weed. And I thought I was cocky. I thought, I can handle it. So I ate an edible before an omnibus shift.
Dude.
That was fun.
Edibles
Terrifying.
dude, edibles are just a fucking nightmare for me.
Yeah, especially at work when you have to pretend to be
Yeah.
level-headed with like a bunch of kids running around and parents like, "Can I sit up front with you?" Why?
Oh, did that happen a lot? Did you get a lot of
on the
people-
omnibus? Yeah. Can I sit up front with you?
Can I
I'm
sit in
like-
your lap?
And it's like, why? Why?
Can your dick get hard, please?
So was that the last job you had there? Was doing
My
those
last
vehicles?
shift was the streetcars. That was the last shift. That was the day I got let go.
Damn.
I got let go in my fireman's outfit.
Wow.
So, okay. This is going to be I'm not trying to hype it up too much, but
Well, before we go there,
Okay.
do you look back at your time at Disneyland fondly?
fuck yeah.
Yeah.
There was a while you get that after a year or two bitterness, like, they cheat me like shit, right? But at the end of it, dude, looking back at all those years later, I've made some of my most closest friends. I got to take Tom Morello on a Joan Cruz boat.
Sick.
Whoa.
I got to take Adam Sandler on a fucking boat. Like, I cannot complain about my time there. I had such a good time. I got to see some really funny people do crazy shit that like we should have been fired for.
There's a lot of crazy people that I've met that work at Disneyland.
Guy, he would. Have you ever heard of Kip Hart?
No.
Oh, he's a stand-up guy, but he used to be a skipper.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's the one that did it.
Eric Escobar just talked about
Oh,
it.
yeah, that's right. He's mentioned Kip. Yeah.
I've heard of him doing it, but there's been a bunch. Like I did it once. Like it's this boat where you're just because what's amazing about it is you get to learn all. It's basically kind of practicing bits if you think about it.
Yeah.
Every 6 minutes, it's like a kind of a sketch. You can kind of fuck around.
Yeah,
do
play with it.
things like he would be like. He would start this like, all right, what's up, everybody? Welcome aboard, blah, blah, blah. How you doing? Where you from? Minnesota? My girlfriend used to love Minnesota, man. Yeah. Anyway, come on in, guys. Watch your step. And then you go to the next scene. Oh, the ancient Cambodian shrine, blah, blah, blah. And then you would look at because there's a part where the Indiana Jones people that are exiting are walking by. So you can kind of use them to you could do whatever joke. And I remember like there was a guy I saw with like a Dolphins jersey. I'm like, oh, the Dolphins, man. He's like, yeah. I was like, yeah, man. My girlfriend used to love the Dolphins, man. Anyway, guys, and then you would kind of do every joke and mention the girlfriend until the end of until the hippos. And you're like, oh, over here, the hippos, they blow their, when they get angry, they wiggle their ears and blow bubbles. Girlfriend loved it. Why did you leave me? And then you would shoot the gun, bam, bam, and then.
Oh, that's amazing. Wait, did you mime suicide? Or?
Yeah, and then you would leave it. You would because you can't point the gun at you; it's blank. So you want to be like, no, bam, bam, and then you would just collapse. I collapsed over the wheel and then let it drift and just. Dude. And not say a word. Like not say if you gotta commit. If you're gonna do that boat, you have to commit. Like I didn't say a word. I just let it slowly drift. And then as soon as we get to the dock, that was it, guys. That was the world famous jungle cruise.
Dude.
Watch ahead and watch your step as you leave. But if you hit your head, watch your language. There are kids around.
Man, I love that, dude. So your famous last day. We gotta get into it.
And it's funny because like I didn't think you never think that's gonna be your last day. I remember I was working fine, everything was cool, and this guest, I was driving in the red fire, a giant, big red bright fire truck, and I have this fucking horn, like I'm obviously behind you.
Yeah.
So they move. It's his dad and his kid. Well, he thinks I get like too close to his kid. He goes, "Hey, what the fuck?" And so he starts to push me, and I'm like, hey, bro, like, what are you doing? So he shoves me again. I go, fuck this. So I threw it in park. I get out, and I shove him. I see security banking towards us full speed, and we start arguing. They pull us apart. I'm like, I got to take this, car. No one's going to come out here and break me. So I got in the car. I apologized to the family. They said, oh, no, it's fine. Like, if you need us to help you, it's totally cool. I was like, all right, cool. Go to City Hall and tell them about this. I go in park, and then the lead's like, hey, you got to go to the back. Like, they're calling me. So I already knew, like, all right, it's going to be... But I thought it was going to be a slap on the wrist because I didn't, like, punch the guy. I didn't, like, attack him. It was very quick.
Mm-hmm. That's too bad.
I parked the car. I get to and then I remember it was two managers. One I loved, and the other one I fucking couldn't stand. And they're like, so Javier, heard about your incident today, but we come here to talk about... Because at Disney, you have the point system. You call out, you get 3 points. If you're late, you're 1.5. And then you can only allowed an allotted amount before they kind of take disciplinary action. I was on my last one, but I got let go on the 31st. It was Halloween.
Damn.
And the thing is, the next day, I would have had like 10 points drop off. Oh. Had I survived that day, I would have been fine. But they used that, and they were like, so we saw that you're over points. So... we're gonna go ahead. You can get your union shop steward in here. And right away, one of my buddies was like a high-ranking guy. I'm like, I want him. Like, well, he's not here, so you have to deal with this person. So they get me this fucking random person I never met to be my union shop steward to represent me. And she just does a shitty job. And like, she's not even arguing with them. She goes, well, yeah, that's just what they're going to do. So they gave me the option to quit right then and there, or to like let them suspend me and then fire me. So I was like, fuck it. I'm quitting now. I'm done with this. Like, you know what? I had a good run. Like, I feel like this is the opportunity for me to leave. I've already put in 5 years here. Like, I don't plan on being a manager here. I don't plan on becoming president of
a lifer.
Disneyland. That's just not my thing. Like, I had my time. I had a good time. So,
well, I'm glad though that like, and that shows how much you actually liked the job.
Yeah, because I was pissed off, but like, and I was pretty testy with them, but nothing. But so I get escorted out with security, but nothing like major. It was just the one.
I mean,
guard.
it was your fault that he attacked you, right? So stupid.
So they're walking me out, and I'm in my red fire truck outfit, being walked out, and then I see my brother's now wife, who had just got hired in, and she's doing her orientation.
Oh man!
So I see her. I'm like, hey, and she's like, hey, where are you going? I'm like, I'm being fired. I'll tell you later.
Oh my god!
And so I leave, thinking that was it. Whatever. I get like 3 or 4 phone calls within like 20 minutes. Like, hey, dude, I heard like you went crazy, that you yelled at the managers, that you flipped the table over, you're escorted by security in handcuffs. I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, yeah, I heard there was this whole like thing.
You had a Hannibal Lecter mask on.
Well, yeah, I was just kind of surprised. Like, oh, well, yeah, like, you know, it kind of happened that way.
Oh, you just let it ride,
buddy. So it just it turned into this, like, I heard 3 or 4 different stories. There was one where I flipped the table over. There was one where I told them to fuck off and flipped them off. There was one that I threw my hat on the floor. There was all kinds of stories, but yeah.
Wow, that's cool. It's good to hear from the Javi's mouth, dude.
So like, yeah, it ended up I leave that day, and then the guy I was trying to call my shop steward, he was like, bro, we can get your job back like 2 days. Give me 2 days, I'll get your job back. Come over, let's figure this out. I remember I came over, I brought him a 12-pack of Heineken. You know, he's our union shop steward. You gotta fucking wet his beak a little, you know?
Yeah.
So I brought him a 12-pack. I'm like, all right, let's figure this out. And so he's like, I can get your job back. Because he was able to get a job for a skipper that came into work fucking drunk.
Yeah.
Admitted it to the lead like an idiot. And then somehow he kept his job.
That doesn't surprise me.
And he was like, we could do the same for you, dude. Like, let's do it. And I was like, you know, dude, fuck this. This is my time. I wouldn't want to go back, because now I'm not going to care. I'm going to be even worse than I was. Like, I was already singing Springtime for Hitler on the fucking dock. Like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
But yeah.
But that's awesome, man. It's like it's you know, now it's been years since then, and I always worry about that. Like, will it ruin that's probably why I didn't actually pull the trigger on like applying for it, because I always I'm afraid of ruining the magic. And
for yourself?
For myself. It's selfish. But at the same time, you know, I ruined the magic by being miserable at a job.
Well,
so I should have. Yeah. It's like, so I don't know what I was holding out for.
It's so funny too, because like you think about like, if I work there, it's going to ruin the magic. But I feel like with what we're into and what we do, it's like we're actively trying to ruin the magic anyway and look behind the fucking curtain all the time as it is. So like we understand that obviously these are fucking, you know, these buildings are facades, and that the people that work here are all like, you know, they were up all night doing cocaine, you know, and having gay
allegedly.
sex. Yeah, it's like
it is all of them that bring it to life.
So
that's right.
Okay, so I've known some real fucking squirrely characters that have worked at Disney for a long time.
Yeah.
And I wonder if you know some of these people, but we'll talk about that off the pod.
Yeah.
But so what are some of the fucking craziest experiences that you've had with other Disney employees while they were working at Disneyland?
Okay, you'll appreciate this story.
Because I've heard some fucking wild ones.
I wasn't there for it, but there's video of it somewhere. I think it's through this guy named Dr. David Marley. He was a former skipper. He's actually the first one, because I was doing Jungle Cruise for a few years after that, so I thought I was pretty funny. And I heard about this guy named, he used to be a skipper from the 90s. Comedian, he was like a historian, like real fucking good dude. You should get him on the show. He wrote a few skipper story books. I don't know if you've heard about those.
No.
I was on one. He interviewed me for one of them. It was fucking such a blast. To relive these stories is like,
we've enjoyed listening.
It is, because like you talk about losing the magic, and I don't believe that, because it's in a different, it's magic in a different way. Like,
you're creating.
Side of it.
Yeah, it's not only that, but like there's a magic, even though it's a dingy. Our skipper break room is just like a patch of whatever by the behind Aladdin's Oasis and whatever. But it's the memories and like the story about Saturday now. So did you ever hear about the Aladdin's Oasis? You know what that is?
I do know
it's
what it
right
is.
It's right behind Tiki Room.
Yeah.
You used to have the Aladdin show there.
Yeah, they have the tiger head that was...
The tiger head, right,
yeah.
okay.
It used to be the Tahitian Terrace before that.
Yeah. So the skipper break room is right... If you go into that lion's head or whatever it's supposed to be, it's our computer and everything's right there.
Oh, wow.
So this was before me, but I'm a huge Indiana Jones fanatic, right? A lot of us are nerds out there anyway. You have to be kind of. And so it was during the Aladdin show, and it's the part where they come out of the lion's head and he pulls out Aladdin gets the lamp. Well, a Jungle Cruise skipper runs in the middle of the show, grabs the lamp and goes, "This belongs in a museum!" And then takes off running into
Dude, that's awesome, man.
But like, besides that, crazy moments.
With Mr. Lincoln.
My buddy Ryan, who used to work there, he was like one of the horniest men I ever met in my life. And it was like his first week there, his second or third shift, and like the Playboy bunnies were there and they were all together, and they all went on his boat. And so we're all like, "Hey, dude, you gonna be all right in there?" And he's like, he's already a white guy, but he turned super red. He's like, "Yeah, I think I'll be all right."
Like a lobster.
What about like gnarly shit backstage? Whether it be gross or like bloody. I mean, because some of these stories, like I've heard some shit that got really gory once from one of my friends that works at Walt Disney World. But gory, bloody, gross, creepy, strange.
Oh, okay. So a friend of mine, very short, we have a bunch of ducks there.
Yeah.
He saw a hippo, like, where they open their mouths.
Yeah.
Just grab a duck and pull it down.
Whoa. Dude, that's awesome.
And I think in terms of gross,
Disneyland.
besides the tradition that whenever you got signed off at the Jungle Cruise, you had to pee in the river.
Oh.
I did. I don't regret it.
Do you think there's someone
Is that really a tradition?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It used to be, yeah.
That's
I doubt they do it now, but back then,
dude,
because sometimes at night, if there was no line, they send you on a deadhead. So you basically go through the Jungle Cruise by yourself, lights off, you're chilling. If you're new, and then when you're new, they make you work night shifts, because like the 8 a.m. to 4 shifts are like usually the high seniority folks, like the older people.
No wonder the water's so dirty. It's full of the skipper's piss. Yeah.
Skipper's piss. A buddy of mine passed away a few years ago. His name's Andrew Peterson. On Jungle, he called himself the world famous Andrew. I love him to death. He was working Tiki Room one day and decided to throw a bottle with a message in the bottle, like, "Hello, please, me and my friends are being held captive by somebody, we're not sure, signed Jose," from the Tiki Room, and then threw it in the river. And they found it, and it's in the skipper office now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wow.
And then there's like little things, like when you get trained, you get to sign that old book. When you pass the line or the entrance of the line, there's that old office.
Yeah.
And a book that all the skippers that have been trained there have signed it.
Sick.
So like my name's in there.
That's
and it's like such a
fucking
small
awesome.
thing.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's cool, man. Or like, when I think during the 50th we had the regular name tags, right? And then when they changed it to the Year of a Million Dreams, I'm not sure if you remember that time.
I do.
They would have the hometown. And
Yeah.
I got a bunch of us at that time because they weren't checking. So you can get away with all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
My buddy had Rock Ridge.
Oh.
One of my friends had
Fuck yeah.
Coruscant from Star
Sick.
Wars.
Nice.
I had Isla Nublar, Costa Rica
Yeah.
from Jurassic Park.
So,
Dude, hell yeah.
were you able to get away with it because there was somebody? Were they just like, whatever?
they weren't even checking.
Okay,
So
so
then once I got my second copy, I wanted another one, they were like, "Hey, we can't put that on."
yeah,
It's
there
not a-
there was I went on the Great Movie Ride at Walt Disney World, and the host, her name was Jennifer, and I looked at her fucking name tag, and underneath it said Hill Valley, and I was like, "They really let you do that?" And she's like, she's like, the person that was working that day, she was not from America, because at Walt Disney World there's a lot of people that come from other countries that have worked at Walt Disney World for years and years. So this woman was not familiar with any kind of pop culture references at all.
Oh my gosh.
And so Jennifer, who really wanted to work on the Great Movie Ride, she put her hometown as Hill Valley, California. and they fucking gave her that name tag with Hill Valley, California. And I fucking took a picture of it, and I was like, dude, you are a fucking boss. And she's like, yeah, dude, I got so lucky because they do not let you do that shit at all anymore. But fuck yeah, dude.
That's awesome, man. Dude, that's really cool. I said that kind of like devil's advocate in it because I do.
Great word, by the way.
Thank you so much. It's in Webster's, and not the short guy that Michael played with.
Michael's friend.
Yeah, Webster? He took the Disney.
He was a karate champ.
Dude. So okay. When I asked like, oh, does it kill the magic? It's like I know that it doesn't because it's a different aspect. Like if you're working in Toontown, all you're gonna see is Toontown, like, and from that perspective. So like, there's so much. It's such a huge place. It's been great having you, man, and we'll have you back. Like it's really, there's so much that we could talk about with it, but
there's so much more. I haven't even gotten into.
Dude, yeah. We will have you back to get into it. I just wanted to bring up, because obviously, like, I met you through Ryan, who's a co-host on the show. Yeah. Do you have like any like Ryan stories that you could think of off the top of your head that make you laugh? I mean, there's a lot.
There's like a lot.
You told me about you doing stand-up, right?
Oh yeah, okay,
that was great.
So when I was doing Jungle Cruise, I mentioned earlier my friend Dave Marley, which you have to have him on the show. Like he'd be really good for it, because he's like a Disney historian. Like he would.
Is he one of Bob's children? One of the Marley kids, or
he's a lost?
Maybe outside the marriage, I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
But he came on the boat once, and he's like, "Hey man, you're really funny. Like we do a Skipper stand-up show once in a while. Like you should jump on and do it." And I was like, "Oh crap! Like I'm funny. Okay, sure." So I did it once, and I did it on the luchador mask. For what reason I couldn't tell you. I just thought it'd be funny.
Yeah.
But it did well, and there was a little while where I did stand-up, and then I kind of just stopped because I kind of just started getting busy. My band was exploding, so I was like, I'm gonna do this.
What was your band?
A Welcome Distraction. We got it was kind of like a weird, because it was right when I was working at Disney. We were playing shows. We got signed by a label, released an album, the full thing. I still get actually royalty checks for.
Fuck yeah, dude!
Wow, nice.
Like it's kind of wild. But anyway, I was doing stand-up for a little bit and I stopped. And then years down the line, I remember Ryan was like, "Dude, you should do stand-up. Like you can probably do it." And I was like, "All right, it's been a while. I'll go do it back." And I remember the only applause I got was at the being like, "Oh, I used to do stand-up a long time ago, and now I'm back. Let's see how this works out." Everyone's like, "Woo!" And then I just ate a fucking potato sack full of dicks. And I saw Ryan just sitting there watching me, and I remember I sat down, and Ryan's like, "Well, we're gonna get some drinks after this." Yeah. But I think it's something I've always loved about Ryan was he's one of those friends that never, ever, ever, ever like lied to you to take care of your feelings. You know what I mean? Like he always kept it straight, even if it hurt your feelings. He's like, "No, this is what it is." I was going through a breakup at the time, like the biggest breakup of my entire life. Mess. I was a mess. Calling all my friends, pacing around my room, just talking like, "Well, why would you do this?" And so I remember I called Ryan. He's like, "You wouldn't believe what she did." He goes, "All right." So I tell him. He goes, "Yeah, so." Dude, stop being a fucking bitch. Just come over, we'll get fucking drunk, we'll do some drugs, you'll be fine. And that's like such a beautiful soul. It's sad, but like, yeah, there's so many stories I have of that. Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I think that day we had,
dude. For
those of you who don't know, like I think I met you the first day.
Yeah, that was
right?
like Mortal Kombat.
We went to go see Mortal Kombat, and it was like, it couldn't have been like more perfect.
Yeah.
Because and it was funny. I remember we got in the theater. I just met you. And then we went inside, and I remember I wanted to get popcorn, so I'm like, "Hey, you want popcorn?" And Ryan's like, "Fuck yeah, I'll take some popcorn," because he's a freeloading piece of shit, right? So I bought him his popcorn. I go and get him his popcorn, and then I go to give it to him, and then I was gonna sit down the opposite, just random seat, nothing particular. I was gonna sit over here, and Ryan's like, "No, dude, come sit next to me." And I was like, "Yeah, all right." I sat next to him. All of a sudden, his brother starts pulling out beers, and I was like, "Fuck yes!" We started watching Mortal Kombat. He delivers the fucking line of the movie. Do you remember? It's a Sub-Zero kill
baby.
somebody, and you're like, he's like, you need to chill out.
Oh yeah, I did. I referenced Arnold. Yeah, and Ryan was laughing because it's the most hated Batman movie. Arnold is Mr. Freeze, or I'm like, just chill or whatever. Yeah, you need to chill out, or what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age, But Ryan had a great line too. We were all riffing during the movie. At one point,
hold on a second. This was Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
No.
The new one. We had rented
just
the theater.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, okay.
So it was just us.
Yeah.
I think so badass.
Dude, it was
in Chino.
You called me.
I grew up there going to that theater when I was a kid.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then to see like
with
Mortal
Ryan.
Kombat with Ryan, something we all grew up on and had something in common. Like
it was so cool. And the babality joke that he did was the best because there's a baby and he's like babal. He's like, dude, babality.
Babality. But like, I just remember that I hadn't been in a theater before that, and it was like such a beautiful day.
Yeah.
And I remember that day. Afterwards, we all went to the bar because Ryan was working that night. And I had told my girlfriend, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to come home right after the movie, baby. Don't worry about it. Then Ryan's like, hey, I'm working the bar. Like, come hang out. I'm going to be there a little while. Don't wait up. And I proceed to start drinking. Drugs being passed around. We're having a great time. Eventually, I went home. But she was very upset.
Oh, yeah.
And then a few days later. And I remember I called her and I was like, like you were very mad at me, but like I don't regret for a fucking second. It's like I got to spend such a wonderful day.
Yeah, that's awesome,
like,
man.
It was such like it was perfect. It was one of those like perfect days you can't plan.
Yeah.
And then I got to meet you.
Yeah,
now here the fuck we are.
I know, man. We're trying to,
trying to keep it not emotional.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what though? Whatever,
it's
dude.
All right.
It was dude. It was like
I've cried on this.
I couldn't have. I couldn't have planned. I really couldn't have planned a better day.
Yeah.
So a lot of people talk about like the idea that I wish I had that one. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I like everyone talks about I wish I had that one last day with the guy.
You did.
Oh man, what I wouldn't give just to have a bar or a drink at a bar, and like I'm lucky because I got to have that. I got to have that and say goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, without even knowing it, like it was such a perfect day that like I look back on that day with like nothing but like happiness because there was no way we could have topped that goodbye for me. Like there was no fucking way.
Yeah, man. I mean,
missed a piece of shit every day, that motherfucker.
I know, dude. I keep trying to share like these random like action figures because I'd always send him like like hey, there's Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze action figures because I knew that he was into the same dorky shit, so I could just send it to him. Like other people, I just. Ryan was a guy that I feel like I grew up with that I met later. It was weird. It was like just,
absolutely.
And he had that ability to bring fucking I mean, dude, his celebration of life. There's a reason why there was that many people there because he brought people together. You know, he really did.
$3. Are you kidding me? It was like $3 a fucking beer.
Oh, at the thing.
Fuck
yeah. I didn't have
$3.50 for a fucking Coors Banquet. Give me that shit.
Yeah, dude. No, it was beautiful, and I dude, we're keeping the spirit here. We're gonna have Rad on again.
He's coming back.
We'll have you on, dude, again.
Anytime, you guys, I'll always come out and hang out. This has been like so fun. I got to relive these memories.
Man.
Memories.
Yeah, dude, memories of Acacia, man.
Before we sign off, dude, are you excited for the fucking new Jungle Cruise movie?
Dude, okay. I'm very excited. I'm also excited to see what they're going to do with the new Jungle because they're going to take out some things. Like, it's not going to be the same.
Have you not seen it?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I've looked.
Are the skippers still skippers in a way? Are you talking about
with the new
Oh, you're talking about the ride? Talking about the movie.
The ride.
Yeah,
because the ride movie is going to be different, right? Like
I just heard that it's not going to be skippers like that anymore. Where it's going to be like kind of more.
Oh no, I haven't watched the. I haven't watched the ride. But
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
I've only seen pictures of the changes they've made.
Oh yeah, I saw a picture of the. I guess the gorillas now have a boat to themselves.
Yeah.
Which is
that's cool.
It does. The changes they've made, they look fucking rad. Like they've done some shit.
I have one joke.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you pass a joke was when you passed by. Remember the gorilla camp?
Yeah.
The old one.
Yeah.
And it had that one gorilla in the back that was hiding a rifle and was pointing the barrel at himself.
Yeah.
He said, "Over here, folks. That's the gorilla camp. That's a Kurt Bear on the back."
Hey, do you guys think, you're talking about, it was very sentimental, but do you think there's anyone that had like a last day with a serial killer? It's like he got to kill people. It was beautiful, man. Yeah, when I was with Ted,
Man,
Ted Bundy, the way that he could store a body in a fridge.
I gotta say, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. I just love. Ryan would probably want me to fucking say something stupid.
You know that John Wayne Gacy, the way he stacked up his crawl space, dude, impressive. Like,
yeah.
Dude, how many bodies you put in that small space?
Master of
I was thinking it'd be
organization.
great if they had a sitcom with the serial killer, but then he tries to play it off like, like the landlord's coming. I never put that Puerto Rican guy.
You should
away.
fucking write that.
I'm down.
You know, or you just even write the pitch. I could see it going over quite well in some kind of pitch meeting situation. Okay, so here's the deal. All right.
Yeah.
It's actually it could work. It could work.
Yeah, I think it could, dude. Before we go, Ryan though he had an episode where he talked about his dream ride. Did you hear about that? What his dream ride was, dude? It was probably one of the most creative ideas ever when people have like shared theirs, and it was an elevator to hell, which is the most badass ride ever. You like like one of those drop rides, but you drop to hell.
Well, we could have that, right? It's Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
I mean,
yeah.
That is.
Car straight there.
He gets a DUI. He goes to court
goes to jail.
and goes to hell.
It's only confusing ride if you think about it. Like, all right, welcome to hell.
Yeah.
For the rest of your day.
Yeah.
Buy some popcorn.
Yeah.
But dude, on that note, dude, thanks. This is like one of my favorite episodes.
Fuck yeah,
Woo!
dude.
No, thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
Hell yeah,
glad,
dude.
we're doing this, but
you know what we gotta do before? You know what we should fucking do when it comes out? We should all go see the Jungle Cruise movie together.
yes,
Dude, if we would still rent a theater, that'd be fucking
I think we might be able to.
yeah,
They
El
might-
Capitan would be
I
cool
just,
too.
I don't know. I'm worried that I love The Rock. I will never talk shit on The Rock. But I'm worried about that it's gonna become like another kind of like, oh, it's The Rock just being,
The Rock.
gonna raise an eyebrow at some point.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe give someone a rock.
Maybe
bottom.
he'll play it different,
that'd be
like
great.
"Welcome to the Jungle Cruise."
I would. Well, he did that and Be Cool, and he was fucking great at it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, and I don't know what that is, but we'll figure
Cool?
out later. No, whatever that character was.
Oh.
But it's right. What, he was playing a very whimsical guy. I'm excited for this. So before I, ruin my career more with the things that I say, where do people find you on the internet, Javi?
You got a podcast too, right?
I'm on Instagram at Javi Brews, and then I have a podcast with Hop LA called The Hop Show, where I talk obnoxiously with my friends in the beer industry. I'm a brewer. It's my
Share
life.
your brew,
today,
dude.
Yeah, today I was drinking because I'm the only alcoholic here, which is a shame. I was drinking our mango IPA. If you can see it, there you go.
Fuck yeah.
Pretty good fruit IPA, if I say so myself.
think
You're right
it's a
there,
good
champ. Yeah.
I support you, buddy. This isn't commentary on it. I just choked, dude.
Man, that Delta's a motherfucker, dude.
I know I got the Delta variant.
But again, dude, thanks for having me on, man.
Of course,
dude.
So yeah, absolutely. Anytime
This is
you guys
probably
need-
my last podcast too. Oh shit!
What happened? Did you get
Rossco
some?
land, dude.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! Keep it going, dog.
Well, you can find links to Javier's social media and also podcasts in the video description below. And Robert, where can these motherfuckers find you?
Well, if I'm alive after this one, you guys can follow me on Robertland Podcast. Pretty much everything. Check it out, man. We're keeping it going, dude. Life is a ride, dude. Where
Yeah.
can people find you, Rossco?
Rossco Soletrain with weird spelling. It's linked in the description. And yeah, baby, I'm all over the place. Oh, dude, I got my new cartoon going.
Oh, hell yeah! What's
Fuck
it called?
yeah, dude. It's called Bread and Butter. And it's fucking great. I'm super stoked on it.
Yeah.
I moved to Los Angeles to do a cartoon.
Fuck yeah,
It
dude.
got fucking run through and shit all over, which is what happens when you get a production deal. And then through different iterations, we got some peaks, we got some valleys, and we're back at it doing fucking Bread and Butter. So that shit is out. I just built my fucking puppet. So yeah, dude, fucking things are back fucking where they should be.
Hell yeah.
So all's right in the universe for the most part. Cartoon's going. So
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Well,
baby.
Dude, thank you guys for listening and watching Life is a Ride. I'm going to ride it all night long. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh,
baby.
yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah. Good one.
Yeah,
Thank you,
man, that
Javi.
was awesome.
Yeah, man.